Strength. It's a big part of playing the quarterback position. Having strength helps you take hits, shrug off tackles, and sometimes lay down the shoulder yourself. But have you ever wondered who the strongest NFL QB is? No, not really? Well, anyways, today we're going to find out who is the strongest QB in the NFL. And I know what you're thinking. Sure, strength is important for a quarterback, but who the hell cares who the strongest is? And I say to that is, you're absolutely right. It's true. It doesn't matter who is the strongest quarterback of all time. It doesn't determine how good of a quarterback they are. However, I thought it'd be a fun video. And you're wondering, how did I think of this? Well, me personally, it was a Friday night, 9 p.m. I was sitting in my bedroom crying in the fetal position watching Lamar Jackson highlights when I got a YouTube recommendation of Jalen Hurts doing his 600-pound squat. And we all know this because we've seen the video, or Chris Collinsworth says it about 55,000 times during an Eagles game. And I thought to myself, they always say Jalen Hurts can squat a lot. I was like, how much can other quarterbacks squat? Can they squat more? Less? And heck, how much can they bench press? Who can lift the most for a quarterback in the NFL? And that's when I thought, who is the strongest quarterback in the NFL? And that's what the video is today, where I go through majority of the quarterbacks in the NFL today to find out who is the strongest. And to determine the strength, I'm going off 3 lifts: bench press, power clean, and squat. Why no deadlift, I hear you crying? Well, a lot of NFL players don't deadlift, and when they do, it's usually a trap bar deadlift, which is not a fully complete deadlift. And also, for majority of the quarterbacks, I couldn't find them doing deadlifts in general. Also, if a certain player has an impressive lift that's not the 3 I listed, I will also take into consideration that lift as well. So it will be a contribute to how strong they are on this list. Also, there's other ways to determine how strong you are, but I feel those 3 lifts are the best way. Reason 1 is because if you can bench, squat, power clean more than someone, you're 99.9% stronger than that person. And another reason is these were the only consistent lifts that majority of the quarterbacks did. So yeah. Moving on, I also want to say from my research, most quarterback lifts of a squat, bench press, power clean are most of the time maxed out in college or the first few years of their NFL careers, and sometimes even maxed out in high school. They do this from my understanding because of age, not wanting to risk injury, or honestly, they don't really need to. They're not powerlifters. But their max lifts most of the time is recorded in college and their early NFL careers. Also, I want to be clear, some NFL players do squats differently than the average power lifter or bodybuilder. Squats are meant to be hit at parallel depth. Parallel depth for a squat is when your hips are on the same level as your knees, or even lower for an ass to grass squat. But some NFL players do squats differently. I don't know the entire reason, but I believe they're taught to do it this way for more explosive movement. But honestly, full parallel is still more effective for that, but I don't know. I'm not a trainer. For example, just look at Myles Garrett doing squats with 675 pounds, but not hitting parallel, instead going halfway for 2 reps. But you may be thinking, that's not a full squat. Because technically it's not. It's a half squat. Myles hits 2 reps here, but he may not even hit 1 rep if he reached parallel, because going that deep makes a huge difference. And this is not me hating. If that's how they do it in the training room, more power to them. It's just the way they do their training, so it is what it is. They're professionals. I'm just some dude on the internet. Also, even though it wasn't a full parallel squat, that's still nearly 700 pounds on your back, which is a shit ton of weight. So my full respect to Myles Garrett, because gosh darn, that dude is really strong. So anyway, when we look at some squats by players, a lot of their lifts aren't on video, so we don't know exactly how low they're going. So when it says so-and-so squats this, their squat may only be a half squat and not a full parallel squat. But to give them the benefit of the doubt, if there's no video but their lift is recorded, I will assume they hit parallel. Also, most of the lifts I'm getting information from are from college recruiting sites like Huddle and NCSA College Recruiting. So they're around the age of 18 in these sites. So it's fair to assume they get stronger in college. And unfortunately, for a lot of players, I couldn't find a lot of lifts in college or the NFL, so this is where it becomes more tricky, because some QBs were already NFL size in high school. For example, Dak Prescott was 225 pounds in high school. He was a grown-ass man, and in the NFL, he weighs around 230, 235, only 10 pounds heavier than he was in high school. So them going from high school to the NFL, around the same weight, their max likely didn't increase that drastically. It definitely will increase, but since it isn't a substantial weight gain, their max lifts likely don't increase that much. If their weight is similar, of course. So if a QB whose max lifts I get from high school are around the same weight when they're in the NFL today, I will add 50 pounds to their max on what they did at age 18. However, there are some QBs who are very light at age 18 and got bigger in college. For example, look at Lamar Jackson. He was 190 pounds at age 18 and got up to 215 pounds in the NFL. So his max lift would probably jump a lot higher than someone who's already the same size through high school to the NFL. So this is going to sound stupid. For my opinion, I will personally guess how much their PR increased. I know this is subjective, but unfortunately, not a lot of these websites have information about their lifts in college or the NFL. So the math I will do if I only have their lifts at age 18 is if their weight is similar to how it is in the NFL, I will add 50 pounds to their PR. Could this number be more? Yes. Could it be less? Yes. Could it be the exact same? Yes. But 50 is a fair number to go off in my opinion. Now, if the weight they PR'd when they were 18, then went to the NFL or college, and then their weight increased by 25 to 30 pounds, obviously their PRs are likely to increase more than just 50 pounds. For certain QBs, I will look at the information given and give estimated guesses on how much it went up. However, with all that being said, I feel really confident in my guesses, and I feel really confident on who are the top 5 strongest QBs in the NFL today. Also, I want to say, if I can't find any info on the starting QB, I'll put their backup and their lifts in. And if their backup lifts are really good, I will also add them even if their starting QB has their lifts recorded. So just some clarification there. Also, when I put the lifts on the screen, they'll be in different colors. Blue means I am not confident and I'm just kind of guessing their lift. Red means I'm very confident that is their lift, but it is not confirmed. And black means it is a confirmed lift. Just to let you know. Alright, enough chit chat. Let's get on to the video. Starting with the AFC North. Let's start with the reigning MVP, Lamar Jackson. Lamar posted a 205-pound power clean and a 265-pound squat at the age of 18. And in college, he did a respectable 295-pound bench press at the age of 20. Now, Lamar Jackson went from 190 pounds to 212 pounds in college, and since it was stated that he put on muscle mass and not just regular fat to get bigger, purely muscle, his squat in high school was 265 pounds, and considering he put on 25 pounds of muscle, I'll say his squat increased drastically, roughly in the 350 to 400 pound range. And I will say his power clean increased to around 280 to 290 pounds. Now, you may be thinking Lamar Jackson in 2022 was 230 pounds. Now he has put even more muscle on. However, at the NFL level, QB specifically, players are more focused on getting bigger and muscle gain than a PR. And I've said QBs after college and their first few years in the NFL, most of the time, stop maxing out their lifts, specifically the squats and power cleans, and go for more high reps and hypertrophy. So he likely wasn't doing PRs when he gained more weight in the NFL. However, it's hard to deny he's not at his strongest at the point he was 230 pounds. So even though I'm 99% sure he wasn't maxing out at that weight, I still gotta give an answer. So I will say, if he did max out at that weight, I'd guess his maxes would be around 305 to 315 pounds for bench press, 400 to 425 pounds for the squat, and 295 to 305 pounds for the power clean. Next, we got Joe Burrow. Now, Joe Burrow doesn't have any records of his max lifts. He said he could beat Brady Quinn's record of 24 reps on the 225-pound bench press. Good stuff. The only thing I got on Joe Burrow is he said he lifted around 400 pounds, and he said this on the Sunday Conversations with Caleb.
What's the heaviest you've ever picked up?
400-ish.
And what was your name?
So I'll assume this is a deadlift. So Joe Burrow can deadlift around 415 to 435 pounds. And I'll assume it's a conventional deadlift and not a trap bar deadlift. So that seems fair, I guess. Oh, but you thought we were done with Joe Burrow. Yes, we don't have any of his lifts. However, once again, Joe Burrow has put on weight this offseason. So it's also fair to assume he's at his strongest now. That being because he is at his heaviest. God damn it, man. It's only 2 players in and it's going to shit. Please don't click off. Please, it gets better. I swear it gets better. Fuck it. Making a complete guess on top of a complete guess. Burrow squats, I'm guessing, is around 390 to 410 pounds. His bench press is 285 to 300 pounds. And his power clean is 275 to 290 pounds. Even though these are probably wrong, I still feel confident where Joe Burrow ranks among the QBs. Moving on. Next, we have Deshaun Watson. Now, despite Watson being very creepy, I can't deny that he is a great athlete. Here's him lifting 605 pounds in the trap bar deadlift. This is impressive, no doubt, but keep in mind, trap bar deadlifts are easier than conventional deadlifts, and it's still impressive, but not as impressive as a standard deadlift. So keep that in mind, people. But nonetheless, still impressive. And he also recorded a 315-pound power clean when he was at Clemson as well. And in high school, he had a 250-pound bench press and a 400-pound squat. And since his weight gain from age 18 to the NFL isn't drastic, I'm only adding 50 pounds to his max, making it a 450-pound squat, a 300-pound bench press, and the power clean will stay the same at 315 pounds because that was a confirmed lift in college. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any of the max lifts for Russell Wilson. But Russell Wilson is clearly a very athletic person and does have quite a few videos of him working out. Like right here squatting. I don't want to put any numbers out there because there's none that I could find, unfortunately. But I want to say he could squat around 415 pounds, I guess. But again, I don't want to say anything and put up misinformation out there. That is just a guess, not factual. But I'm just going to put it as that for this video because it's my video, I can do what I want. Anyways, moving on to Justin Fields. Fields posted an impressive 405-pound squat, a 280-pound power clean, and a 300-pound bench press at the age of 18. God damn! Now what's interesting about Fields is that he weighed the same he did as a senior in high school as he does in the NFL. Nearly the exact same weight right now. So with that being said, I'll say Fields reached a max of 455 pounds on the squat, a max of 335 pounds on the power clean, and a max of 350 pounds on the bench press. Very good numbers from Justin Fields. So that's it for the AFC North. Now to rank the QBs on strength. Justin Fields easily ranks in at number 1, as by how my math works, he would have the best power clean, the best bench press, and the best squat of all the QBs in the AFC North. So Fields is number 1. At number 2 is Deshaun Watson. Number 3 is Lamar Jackson. And at number 4, I'm actually going to put Russell Wilson there because I believe he would have better lifts than Joe Burrow. I could be wrong. And I know Joe Burrow put on weight, but still, I think Russell Wilson would have better lifts. Just my opinion, though. And at number 5, we have Joe Burrow. Sorry, Joe. Maybe if you posted workout videos, this video can make it easier for everyone. Moving on to the NFC North. Jared Goff. Now, he doesn't have any confirmed lifts online. However, a trainer he's got actually said Goff deadlifted 495 pounds for 5 reps, meaning his 1 rep max for the deadlift would be 550 pounds. And he says deadlift and not trap bar deadlift, so I'll assume it's just a deadlift. And Jared Goff has a 550 pound deadlift max. Good stuff. Sam Darnold. The starting QB for the Vikings for now is Sam Darnold, and he doesn't have any records of his lifts. Great. I love this. I love this. However, their third string, Jaron Hall, does have records of his lifts. Back in high school, he squatted 430 pounds, deadlifted 435 pounds, and had a bench press of 275 pounds. With inflation, that makes it a 480 pound squat, a 485 pound deadlift, and a 335 pound bench press. Now, just to guess his power clean, I'll say it's between 315 and 330. Very good lifts for the third string quarterback. Moving on to the Green Bay Packers quarterback, Jordan Love. Jordan Love has a video of him front squatting 350 pounds back in 2018 when he was 19 years old. So this is an impressive lift from Jordan Love. So from rough estimates, you should be able to front squat 80% of your back squat. So with some quick calculations, Jordan Love would roughly have a max squat of 440 pounds. And since this was in college, there will be no inflation. Good lift though. And in an article in 2020, he admits he can't even bench 300 pounds yet. So I will say his max bench press is 290, and there's no confirmed lifts for power clean. So I'll say his max power clean is around 275 pounds to 290 pounds. And the final guy we're looking at in the NFC North is the rookie Caleb Williams. Oh wait, I just lied, because there is no records. Nothing. What the fuck, man? You're clearly in amazing shape. You can clearly lift a lot of weight. Why is there no videos of it, man? No videos. No records online. Come on, please, just give me something. Whatever. Fortunately, we have his backup, Tyson Bagent. In high school, he had a 265-pound power clean, a 355-pound squat, and a 270-pound bench. For inflation, that roughly makes it a 405-pound squat, a 315-pound power clean, and a 325-pound bench press. And there's videos of him online repping 305 pounds in the front squat and doing muscle-ups and handstand walk. May not be the strongest, but is definitely one of the most athletic QBs in the NFL today. Alright, let's just rank these QBs. I'm frustrated with the NFC North. Okay, number 1 is Jaron Hall, as he clearly has the best lifts out of all the QBs. Number 2, I'm going with Jordan Love, because his power clean and bench press may not be the best, but his squat is very good, so I'm putting him at 2. Number 3 is Tyson Bagent, who has very solid lifts all around. Number 4, I'm going Jared Goff, because, 550-pound deadlift, very good. And Caleb Williams is kind of unknown because he's clearly in very good shape. He's clearly strong, but I got nothing on him, so I'll just put Caleb Williams at non-available. But yeah, that's where I'm putting Caleb Williams. And at number 5, I'm actually putting Sam Darnold. Yes, I'm ranking Sam Darnold at 5 because I just feel like he wouldn't have the best lifts. I'm sorry, Sam. I like you more than a lot of people do, but I just feel like your lifts won't be the greatest. I'm sorry. Moving on to the AFC East. Josh Allen is a big dude, And at 18 years old, he recorded a 425-pound squat and a 255-pound bench press. Now, Josh Allen was only 210 pounds at 18 and got up to 240 pounds in college and the NFL. That is a 30-pound weight gain. Now, I know I enhanced Lamar Jackson's numbers on the squat to nearly 100 pounds. However, it was stated that Lamar Jackson put on muscle mass, while Allen just seems he got bigger. Of course, he did put on muscle, gaining 30 pounds, but he also probably put on a decent amount of fat as well. But still, the weight gain will make you stronger. I don't think Allen got a 100-pound increase in the squat or bench, but I'd say his squat and bench probably increased around 50 to 70 pounds. So I'll say Josh Allen's max squat is around 475 to 495 pounds, and his bench press to 305 to 325 pounds. And power clean, shot in the dark, I'll say 305 to 340 pounds. I don't know, it's just a guess. Still impressive nonetheless. That rhymed. Jacoby Brissett has no records. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any lifts for the starting QB for the Patriots for this year. However, the third-string quarterback, Bailey Zappi, does. He recorded a 405-pound squat, a 225-pound power clean, and a 265-pound bench press in high school. To increase the numbers from high school to college, I'll say his max squat was 455 pounds, his power clean was 275 pounds, and his bench press was 315 pounds. And we actually do have some lists from the rookie quarterback on the Patriots. Yep, that's right. Rookie quarterback Joe Milton recorded a 250-pound bench press in high school. In high school, he was around 220 pounds, and now he's about 245, 250. So I'd say his bench increased around 305 to 320 pounds. And since he's got a similar build to Josh Allen, I'm going to guess his squat is around the 450 range. Complete shot in the dark, I know. And his power clean, I'm guessing, is also around 300 to 315 pounds. And that's it for Joe Milton. And I'm sorry, I couldn't find any list for Drake May. Sorry, y'all. Aaron Rodgers has stated on the Pat McAfee show that he has squatted 425 pounds.
I was under the squat bar today, and I gutted it out. 4 plates on there. Pound bar, so maybe a little bit more than 405.
425, my God.
Good stuff. That's all I got on him, but thank God I got something, because older QBs are really hard to find stuff on. So at least I got something on him, I guess. Moving on to Tua Tagovailoa, and he has no records of him. Great. Come on, man. You play with Jalen Hurts. You didn't have anything? Nothing? Whatever. But his backup, Skylar Thompson, does have records. At high school, he squatted 415 pounds. He had a 295-pound power clean and a 250-pound bench press. That translates to a 465-pound squat, a 300-pound bench, and a 345-pound power clean. Alright, so in my opinion, I'm gonna put Josh Allen 1, as his squat and bench press would be the best of the QBs in the AFC East. At number 2, I'm going Skylar Thompson. At number 3, I'm going Joe Milton. At number 4, I'm going Bailey Zappi. And at number 5, I'm going Aaron Rodgers. And Tua will also be non-available because I couldn't find anything on him. So that's it for the AFC East. Moving on to the NFC West. Let's start with the Arizona Cardinals quarterback, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray posted a 250-pound bench press and a 350-pound squat at the age of 18. Pretty good stuff for the short man. Here's a video of him squatting 355 pounds for 3 reps. It looks like he can get 1 or 2 more reps, so I'll say his max squat is around 405 to 415 pounds. And let's adjust his bench press to about 300 pounds. And by this information, I'll guess his power clean is between 290 to 300 pounds. His backup, Clayton Tune, actually has some decent lifts as well. In high school, he had a 365-pound squat, a 240-pound power clean, and a 275-pound bench press. I'll adjust his squat to 415 pounds, his power clean to 290 pounds, and his bench press to 325 pounds. Geno Smith does not have any records online of his lifts. Let's just be honest here, Geno Smith was never going to finish in the top 10 strongest. I'm sorry, Geno. I love you, man, but let's be honest here. Anyways, we're going with his backup, Sam Howell. Sam Howell posted a 385-pound squat and a 250-pound bench press in high school. With that adjusted, it will be a 435-pound squat and a 300-pound bench press. And we'll say his power clean is also 300 pounds. Now, Brock Purdy is next. Brock Purdy doesn't have any lifts recorded online. However, it's been stated he has big legs and squats a lot. Kyle Shanahan even calls him Baby Bosa. So that's something. So I guess I'll say his max squat is around 435 to 450, considering he has big legs. He's got a squat over 400 pounds, so I'll say he's in the lower to middle range of 400 pounds on the squat. That's my estimated guess. And I'll say his bench press and power clean are completely random, so I have no idea. So I'll say 295 to 300 pounds on the power clean and 300 pounds to 305 pounds on the bench press. There's nothing for Matt Stafford. God damn it! I'm missing 4 starting QBs lifts here, guys. I need some lifts. But fortunately, we have the Los Angeles Rams' third-string quarterback, the 47-year-old Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett had a 235-pound bench press, a 240-pound power clean, and a 345-pound squat in high school. Now that adjusted is a 285-pound bench press, a 290-pound power clean, and a 395-pound squat for Mr. Bennett. Alright, now let's rank these QBs on strength. And first, we have Sam Howell. Now, Brock Purdy could be number 1, however, I don't have any confirmed lifts by him, so I just feel more comfortable going with Sam Howell at number 1. Now, at number 2, I'm going Brock Purdy. And at 3, I'm going Mr. Clayton Tune. Number 4, we got Kyler Murray. And the last, but certainly not least, the 73-year-old Stetson Bennett. AFC West time.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Now, the only Broncos quarterback I could find any info on is the MILF Slayer, the Sugar Mama Seducer, the Cougar Hunting Man, who sometimes throws the football around, Zach Wilson. In high school, he recorded a 385-pound squat, a 285-pound bench press, and a 265-pound power clean. Things didn't work out in New York for Zach Wilson, however, the guy is clearly athletically gifted. I wish things worked out for you, Zach. I'm sorry. Now, to add 50 pounds to all this, y'all know the deal. We've done this like 50,000 times already. It'll be a 435-pound squat, a 335-pound bench press, and a 305-pound power clean. Alright. Now we go into Justin Herbo. I know all of you Herverts out there love some Justin Herbert, so let's get into his lifts. Now, Justin Herbert had a 305-pound squat, a 255-pound power clean, and a 215-pound bench press. Now, Justin Herbert was obviously 18 doing these lifts, and he was only 205 pounds. And in college, he got up to 240 pounds, so he definitely added more weight to his PRs than just 50 pounds. So honestly, it's hard to tell what the hell his lifts could be in college. Dude could be squatting 500 pounds for all I know. I don't know, I'm playing it safe. As I do. I'll say Justin Herbert's squat is around 405 to 415, his bench press is 305 pounds, and his power clean is around 305 to 315 pounds. I don't know, man, I'm only human. Gardner Minshew doesn't have any records of his lifts online. However, here's a video of him squat cleaning 310 pounds. And yes, this is different from a power clean. Now, believe it or not, squat cleans are actually easier than power cleans, as in power cleans use more of the upper body, while the squat clean uses more of the lower body. I just learned that. You learn something new every day. Who would have thought? Now, I'll say his power clean is probably similar to his squat clean, so I'll say it's around 300 pounds to 310 pounds, and I'll say his squat is like 435 pounds because he has nice quads, and I'll say his bench press is about 300 pounds. And now we have the final man in the AFC West, Patrick Mahomes. Currently the best quarterback in the NFL and going to go down as an all-time great. Now let's see his lifts. Do they translate to how good he is as a football player? Well, let's see. In high school, he recorded a 300-pound squat, a 250-pound bench press, and that's it. Now, he was only 200 pounds in high school when he recorded these lifts, and he got up to 230 pounds in college. So his numbers are going to go up a lot more than just 50 pounds. You know this. I've said it 1,000 times. Oh my God. I'll say his squat got to around 385 to 415 pounds, his bench press got up to 315 pounds, and I'll say his power clean is around 295 to 305 pounds. Looks like being the strongest QB doesn't matter after all. What am I doing with my life? Alright, you know the deal. Now let's rank the AFC West quarterbacks on strength now, you hear? Let's go to 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? Let's go. At numero uno, we got Zachariah Wilson. At number 2, I got Gardner Minshew. At number 3, I got Justin Herbert. And number 4, I have Patrick Mahomes. This division gave me the least info out of any of the divisions in the NFL, so I apologize for that. Moving on to the AFC South.
Holy mother of God!
Trevor Lawrence. T-Law is what happens when you take a golden retriever and transform it into a human. And as a golden retriever are energetic and athletic dogs, Trevor Lawrence is as well. In high school, he had an impressive 280-pound bench press and a 275-pound power clean. Now with that adjusted, that makes it a 330-pound bench press and a 325-pound power clean. Now his squat is unknown here. Every person is different. Some people can barely squat more than their bench press, and some people can squat a lot more than their bench press. But looking at my list, if a person can bench press around 325 and power clean around 330, their squat tends to be around 450 pounds or more. I'll say Trevor Lawrence's squat is at about 450 pounds. When people say Richardson is an athletic freak, they mean it. Standing at 6'4", 245 pounds, the 22-year-old had a 4.43 40-yard dash, a 40.5-inch vertical, and a 10.9-foot broad jump, which are both combine records for quarterbacks. Not only does he have great athleticism, he's very strong as well. He's recorded a 325-pound power clean and a 500-pound squat. His bench isn't documented, but I'll say it's around 325 to 345 pounds. If Richardson could develop as a great passer in the NFL, my god, we could be seeing the next big star for years to come. So you're thinking the Colts already have one athletic freak at QB, but did you know they have two? That's right, the third-string QB on the Indianapolis Colts, Sam Ehlinger. That's right, I said Sam Ehlinger. Sam in college had a 525-pound squat and a 345-pound bench press at 220 pounds. Goddamn Sam. People have stated he has the build of a linebacker, and the way he lifts? Yeah, definitely. Anyhow, all the lifts will stay the same, the 525-pound squat, the 345-pound bench press, and we'll say his power clean is about 325 to 330 pounds. The newest breakout star in the NFL, CJ Stroud. Now with Stroud, he has stated he didn't take weight training that serious in high school. However, in college, that's a different story. He managed to bulk up on muscle and said he PR'd in the bench and the squat at Ohio State. Now no numbers were put out there, but I feel confident his squat should be around 405 to 425, 430 pounds. Now his bench press and power clean are more of a mystery. I'll guess his bench press is roughly 295 to 310 pounds, and his power clean is around 295 to 305 pounds. Stroud is a little more tricky than other QBs considering he didn't take lifting that serious till college, but he is obviously an athletic guy, so I'd like to think his numbers are around this ballpark. And our final guy in the AFC South, Will Levis. Now Will Levis certainly looks strong. He's got a good definition of muscle. Now let's look at his lifts. At age 18, he had a 270-pound bench press, a 250-pound clean, and a 360-pound squat. Now Levis is actually quite interesting, because his weight is roughly the same from high school to the NFL, but Will Levis is jacked. So you would think his lifts would be better than what's recorded. However, sometimes getting big muscles doesn't always mean your lifts will be better than everyone else's. And since his weight is roughly the same, I'm only adding 50 pounds, making it a 410 to 415 pound squat, a 330 pound power clean, and a 310 to 315 pound bench press. Alright, now let's rank the QBs. At number 1, we have the surprise of this list, Sam Ehlinger. At number 2, we have another Colts quarterback, Anthony Richardson. At number 3, we got Duval's own Trevor Lawrence. At number 4, we got William Levis. And at number 5, we have Mr. CJ Stroud. Alright, now on to the second last division, the NFC East. Yahoo! Now we know Dak Prescott has big legs, as stated by Chris Collinsworth. So how much can he squat? Well, at Mississippi State, Dak recorded a 450-pound squat when he was 21 years old. So it's likely he maxed out at this weight. I'm sorry everyone, I gotta do a little sidetracking here and do a little explanation. If you don't care about this, just skip to the time on the screen. Sorry everyone. But if you ever question and think, hey, what if these athletes that get their lifts written about in an article get an even better lift years later? Well, this is definitely possible. Someone could get a better lift than what an article said they lifted at that certain point. However, we have to keep in mind these are professional athletes and elite ones at that. If they do something impressive like getting a heavy lift, then it will be talked about. It will be made public or mentioned somewhere online. It could be mentioned by a teammate saying so-and-so lifted this much weight. It could be videotaped and posted on social media or talked about in an article. So when a QB like Dak Prescott, Sam Ehlinger, or Anthony Richardson get their PRs written about in these articles, it's probably what they maxed out. Because if their lifts got better than what it was reported on, it would be somewhere in the public or online, because of how popular these athletes are. That's at least how I see it. I could be wrong. These guys are extremely known to the public, so anything physically impressive they do will be shown somewhere, at least in my opinion. Sorry about that, I just had to do some clarification. Anyways, I don't want to take anything away from Dak Prescott because a 450-pound squat is still very impressive. But that's not the most impressive part. According to Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott benched 375 pounds. Goddamn! Now this is only said by Mike McCarthy. However, I don't think McCarthy's the best coach in the NFL, but he is still a head coach, and that is a reliable source. So I believe it is true. So good lift, goddamn Dak Prescott. Now his clean is a mystery, but it's likely around 320 to 335 pounds. Great lifts from Rain Dakota Prescott. Now unfortunately, I couldn't find any lifts involving Daniel Jones or Drew Lock. Boo! But you know, I found some lifts for the other quarterback in the Giants. That's right, Tommy fucking Cutlets. His legend continues as he posted a 405-pound squat and a 305-pound bench press at age 18. The Gabagool was strong with this one. Now his fucking power clean is a mystery, so shall we say it's about 325 to 330 pounds for Thomas DeVito. And we'll say his bench press got up to 350 pounds and his squat up to 455 pounds. The rookie QB for the Washington Commandos does have a smidge of info on his lifts. Back when he was 18 years old, Jaden Daniels bulked up from 165 pounds to 180 pounds and increased his squat to 315 pounds. Now, at the end of his college career, Daniels got up to 210 pounds, so I'll say he got up to around 415 to 425 pounds on the squat. And as per usual, his power clean and bench are a mystery. 285 to 295 for the bench press, and 280 to 290 on the power clean. Now we're getting into the person everyone has been waiting for, and the entire reason I made this video, Jalen Hurts. And there's a good reason this man is associated with squats. Remember when I said some QBs may have done half squats for their max? Well, here's Jalen Hurts at 17 at 198 pounds, squatting 500 pounds. Yeah. At age 17, Jalen Hurts already had one of the best squats for a QB in the NFL when he was in high school. That honestly just comes down to three things: working your ass off, having good powerlifting training, and supreme genetics. In this case, Jalen Hurts has all three. And of course, here's the video of him squatting 600 pounds. And notice how he hits depth? That is insane considering he is 215 pounds and is a quarterback, not a running back, not a linebacker, a quarterback. I know everyone talks about it, but it is insane how he's able to do this without weighing more than 230 pounds. And I'm dead serious. If Jalen Hurts decided to not play football and commit to being a professional powerlifter, I feel confident he would hit a 675, 700 pound squat. But unfortunately, I've stated with QBs, they usually stop maxing out squats and power cleans in college or their rookie year in the NFL, and Jalen Hurts has stopped lifting this heavy. But anyways, it's still a sensational squat. He also recorded a 355 pound bench press, but you also gotta remember, this is how Jalen Hurts is benching. He doesn't slingshot himself, and he's pausing it. That shit is way harder. So we've seen Dak have a 375 pound bench press, where he's likely slingshotting himself. There's nothing wrong with that. Hell, when I bench press, I try to slingshot myself as much so I can get a PR. But the way Jalen Hurts does it is much harder, and considering it's 355 pounds is crazy. And he also recorded a power clean of 315 pounds, but I feel he could get more just because I feel like he's stronger than that. So we'll say his power clean is at 325 to 330 pounds. Jalen Hurts is absolutely insane. Now, Jalen Hurts isn't the only Eagles QB who can lift. Let's take a look at his backup, Kenny Pickett. Yeah, you heard me. According to the NCSA college recruiting site, Kenny Pickett at age 17 squatted 450 pounds and had a 305 pound bench press? I'm sorry, the fuck? How does this make any sense? How? So by adjustments, I would have to put Kenny Pickett's squat at 500 pounds. I don't know if I have the strength to do that, but by my criteria, I kind of have to. So his squat is 495 to 500 pounds, and his bench is at 350 pounds. And I'll guess I'll put his power clean at like 320 to 330? Oh my. Oh my. Alright, now let's rank these QBs. In first is obviously Jalen Hurts. In second is somehow Kenny Pickett. And at number 3, we have Dak Prescott. At number 4, we have Tommy fucking DeVito. And at number 5, we have Jaden Daniels. All 5 QBs had great lifts, so no shame to any of them. Good job, y'all. On to the final division. Let's start off with the 2023 first-round pick, Bryce Young. And looking at his lifts, they're rather strange to say the least. At 18 years old, Bryce recorded a 185-pound bench press. However, he also recorded a 400-pound squat. So, yeah, I don't know how to explain that one, but whatever. I guess I'll adjust the short dude's lifts to 235 to 250-pound bench press and a 450-pound squat. And I'll say his power clean is probably around like 260 to 275. No lifts for Big Kirko, so I got the veteran rookie QB, Michael Penix instead. Penix had a 215-pound bench press and a 285-pound squat at the young age of 18. Now, Penix currently weighs 40 more pounds than he did in high school, so the lifts will be increased drastically. Bench press to 305 to 315 pounds, and squat increased to 405 to 425 pounds. And the clean shall remain a mystery. Just kidding. The clean will increase to 290 to 300 pounds. The seasoned veteran rookie... What the hell am I even talking about? If I had to guess, these are his lifts. They're pretty good. Moving along. Florida's favorite pirate, Baker Mayfield. Back in 2020, Baker Mayfield had his workout posted online, stating Baker Mayfield did a 315-pound squat with 80-pound chains on it, making it a 395-pound squat. He did 3 sets of this for 3 reps. So let's say Baker Mayfield could max 4 reps on 395 pounds, making it a 430-pound squat. Bench press and power clean are not anywhere. I'm fucking surprised! I'm so fucking surprised! Oh! 300 pounds for the bench press and 295 pounds for the power clean, I guess. Alright, let's just cut to the chase. You already know I didn't find Derek Carr's lifts, so we're going to the 3rd string QB and rookie Spencer Rattler. The Rat Man has had a complicated career in college, but none of that matters now as he's a New Orleans Saint. But enough important stuff. What's his lifts? Well, at 18, he had a 210-pound power clean, 230-pound bench press, and a 405-pound squat. Really? Huh. Wow. Now let's adjust this man's numbers before Drew Brees and his receding hairline gets me. I'll put his squat up to 465 to 470 pounds, his bench press up to 300 pounds, and his power clean to 280 to 285 pounds. And that's it. That's all the QBs I could find info on. Now it's time to rank them all and find out who is the strongest. Oh, I forgot about you. Yes, the forgotten QB turned tight end, turned running back, turned wide receiver, turned special teams player. You get it, he does a lot of things. However, he is still technically a QB. So what do I got on him? Oh, nothing. Only a 625-pound squat. Yes, he doesn't go to full depth, but this is the only squat by a QB that has competed with Jalen Hurts on this list. So Taysom Hill can lift. There's no cleans or bench presses I could find on Hill, but his teammates from college to the NFL have all stated that Hill is a very strong dude. So I'll say his bench press is at 345 to 355 pounds, and his power clean is around 335 to 350 pounds. I could see why he works so well as a tight end running back hybrid, because goddamn this man means business. And that is the last QB I got info on. Now time to rank the... No, get out of here, Andy Dalton. Get out of here. I'm not recording your lifts. Get out of here. I can't stay mad at you. Here's a football. What a good lad. What the fuck was that? Anyways, here's all the QBs ranked in their divisions. Alright, and now I'm going to be ranking all 36 QBs. First, I'm going to show you the rankings of 36 to 10 because I don't want to go through every single QB because if I did, it would take years off my life. And as you can see for some of the rankings, they may look a bit iffy because I'm using all 3 lifts combined to find out who has the best lifts. But for a lot of QBs here, I record their lifts in ranges. For example, someone's squat could be around 400 to 430 pounds. So when all 3 lifts are combined, they could be in a range of weight. Like for example, so-and-so could have a total of 1,000 to 1,050 pounds, while other QBs may just have a whole number like 1,035 pounds. It's a little confusing, but when I come into a crossroads of 2 QBs, one with a whole number and one with a range of weight, and their total weight is very similar, it's kind of hard to judge who's got a better lift. So me personally, I'm just going to guess who has the better lift. I could be wrong here. Feel free to disagree and give a different opinion in the comments because it's very tricky. But again, I still feel I got this list mostly right. So here are the rankings of the QBs. Take a good look, take a picture, memorize it, whatever you want. And now, ladies and gents, I'll be going through 10 to number 1 individually. At number 10, we have Josh Allen. So for my estimations, Allen should have one of the best squats for a QB, but his power clean and bench press would drag him down a bit. But nonetheless, Allen finishes with a 475 to 495 pound squat, a 305 to 325 pound bench press, and a 300 to 320 pound power clean, giving him a grand total of 1,085 pounds to 1,140 pounds. Number 9 is Mr. Cutlets, Tommy DeVito. Now despite winning a few games for the Giants, Tommy is actually their 3rd string, but he's the starter in my heart. He racked up a 455 pound squat, a 350 pound bench press, and a 325 to 330 pound power clean. Tommy's total is 1,135 to 1,140 pounds. Number 8 is Justin Skylar Fields. Fields is now a Steeler and has been castrated from the Bears and sent to Pittsburgh to learn from Mr. Creepy Uncle, Russ Wilson. Hopefully things work out for Fields, but if not, at least he has good lifts, finishing with a 455 pound squat, a 350 pound bench press, and a 335 pound power clean, having a total of 1,140 pounds, just edging out Tommy DeVito by 5 pounds for the number 8 spot. At number 7 is Jaron Hall, probably the most unknown player on this list because he only started one game and is now the 4th string. Oof, not great. But who cares about playing QB when you can lift the fucking world on your shoulders? 480-pound squat, 335-pound bench press, and a 315 to 335-pound power clean. Final total of 1,130 to 1,145 pounds. At number 6 is Dak Prescott. The Dallas Cowboys quarterback is one of 3 AFC East quarterbacks to crack the top 10. And for good reason. He recorded a 450-pound squat, around 320 to 335-pound power clean, and of course, the best bench press I could find for a QB in the NFL today, a 375-pound bench press, making it a total of 1,145 pounds to 1,160 pounds. Great stuff from Mr. Prescott. At number 5, we have Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson is an athletic specimen, so it should be no surprise he ranked this high. He recorded a 500-pound squat, a 325 to 345-pound bench press, and a 325-pound power clean. Adding his lifts together make it 1,150 pounds to 1,170 pounds. Not much to say, dude's just hella strong. At our number 4 spot is Kenny Pickett. Still can't believe this shit is real. Anyways, Kenny Pickett should have a max squat around 495 to 500 pounds, a 350-pound bench press, and a 320 to 330-pound power clean, for a grande total of 1,165 to 1,180 pounds. Just why? At number 3 is the other Colts quarterback, Sam Ehlinger. And Sam Ehlinger actually has better lifts than Anthony Richardson somehow, racking up a 520-pound squat, a 345-pound bench press, and a 325 to 330-pound power clean, making his total 1,195 to 1,200 pounds. Now we have the final 2 QBs, and you can probably guess who these are. So instead of going from 2 to number 1, I'm gonna announce number 1 for more dramatic effect. So at number 1 on my list, and technically the strongest NFL QB today in the NFL is Taysom Hill. Yep, it's Taysom. I know, he's technically barely a QB at this point, but he is still listed as one. And I know you're thinking his squat didn't go full depth. However, it was damn close, and seeing how fast he got out of the hole of 625 pounds, I think he could hit the squat if he hit parallel, in my opinion. So Taysom Hill's lifts are a 625-pound squat, 345 to 355-pound bench press, and a 335 to 350-pound power clean, giving Taysom Hill the grandest total of all of 1,305 pounds to 1,330 pounds. And since Taysom Hill is 1, that means number 2 is Jalen Hurts. Now, Jalen Hurts is hella strong, finishing with a 600-pound squat, a 355-pound bench press, and a 330-pound power clean, giving Jalen a total of 1,280 pounds to 1,285 pounds. His lifts were amazing, but unfortunately, he was just edged out by Taysom Hill. No shame in that, though. Both guys are insanely strong. And I just realized majority of the QBs in the top 10 are 2nd and 3rd strings. Huh. That can't be a coincidence, can it? I doubt it is. There's no way. Alright, that is it. That is all the rankings of the QBs. On the screen, I'm showing you all the rankings of the individual lifts, like the squat, power clean, and bench press. You know, just for fun. But yes, that is the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will not be surprised if this video ages horribly and like half the QBs post their lifts within the next year, and my estimations are way off. Would not be surprised in the slightest. But I really hope I'm not wrong. But who knows, honestly. I think I ranked them pretty well for the most part. Alright, I'm done yapping. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Please give the video a like and subscribe. And always remember to make sure your squats hit parallel. See ya!